Hello there. My name is Samuel and I'm from Big Apple School, and this is our very first podcast, which we have tentatively entitled What's the Crack, which is one of my favorite phrases, probably my most favorite phrase. With me today is
Ken, and I'll be hosting together with Sam today. And could you tell us a little bit something about this? Well, what's the crack?
What's the crack about what's the crack?
Yeah. Wait, I have to tell our listener first what it's all about before we discuss the word itself.
Sure.
Well, What's the Crack basically is Big Apple School's podcast where we talk about anything and everything under the sun. We can talk about culture, travel, entertainment, and anything else that's of general interest. But before that, let's discuss what do we mean by crack, as in C-R-A-I-C.
Well, this word is spelled in an Irish way, but it was originally taken from English and Scottish. And it's used now everywhere in Ireland, Northern Ireland, and it's every day you'll hear it if you're there. But it really means news, gossip, fun, entertainment, and enjoyable conversation. And it's just a fantastic word. For us, it's more meaning than just saying, that was good fun. To say it's good crack, it's really a compliment. Like if I tell you, Ken, you are good crack.
Wow.
Fantastic compliment.
Thank you. And that's basically what this podcast is all about. It's all about fun. And with that said, why don't we talk about your country first for, our pilot episode?
Absolutely. Fantastic place. Except, I should point out, it's not really a country. I mean, some people consider it so, but it's a region or a province.
Should I call it a principality?
I usually call it a region.
Oh, region.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I stand corrected.
Yeah, absolutely you are.
So go ahead then. So what is Northern Ireland?
Northern Ireland, it's sort of out on its own. It's part of the UK, but not part of Great Britain. It's stuck there at the top northeast of Ireland, pardon me. But it's not connected with the Republic of Ireland politically, although they're very close neighbours, of course. And it's like politically, it's still part of the UK, and technically the government's in London, that's the control and everything, and the Queen is like the ultimate boss. But there are differences of opinion and feeling in Northern Ireland about that.
That's interesting. I'm just wondering, how's your relationship with England, Scotland, and Wales?
I would say, we are basically countrymen. Like we don't feel, although we live in different regions, different countries even, we're still in the same overall country, United Kingdom. And we consider, at least I think so, we consider each other neighbours and friends and fellow countrymen. So we're fairly good, I would say. But of course, when you go to England or I go to England, they'll know, he's not English, straight away as soon as I open my mouth. But
all right, so there are differences in accents, yeah?
Absolutely.
And I'm so sorry. I know that you told me you don't want me to ask this question, but I'm just really curious, and I'm sure that our listeners are interested in what you have to say. But culturally, do you identify yourself more as an Irish or more as a British?
Okay. Well, by history or tradition, my family name, my surname is Potts, which I think is English. So even though I like Irish and I like the culture in Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, I am British, really. But a lot of people in Northern Ireland tend to call themselves now Northern Irish.
Okay, and what about in terms of how closely related are you with the Irish culturally?
Culturally, I think there is a difference. There's a different atmosphere, I feel, when I go down. A little jaunt down, a little travel down to Dublin, for example, or somewhere in the south of Ireland. I can feel the difference in atmosphere. The look of the place isn't hugely different. Little differences, different speed limit, different currency. The road markings are a bit different. They have yellow. Can you imagine?
Oh, really?
Yellow road markings on the sides. And we have a lovely white one.
Oh, okay.
It's terrible.
So that's quite different.
But really, I think they're a bit more laid back down in the south. I mean, like my mom, for example, brings the dog into the filling station, petrol station, whatever you want to call it. And they're all like, oh yeah, go ahead, take her in, not a problem. But if you do it in Northern Ireland, they'll be like, why are you doing that? We're not so sure.
What about in terms of the religion? Forgive me for asking this. I'm maybe ignorant or whatever.
I can't forgive you. I can never forgive you.
No. I'm just interested. When it comes to religion, so what is like the dominant religion in Northern Ireland?
In Northern Ireland, there are two distinct religions. But a lot of people don't really class themselves as religious people. But there are Protestant Christian and Roman Catholic Christian, and they don't mix really, not generally. So,
and what about you? Do you have any religious affiliations?
Yes, I am Christian. I guess on the Protestant side, though, I don't really like to identify because it's not always a good name for it.
When you say Christian, you mean Roman Catholic Christian, or
no? Protestant. It's evangelical, like reading the Bible, talking about saved, born again.
Okay.
Those sort of phrases. It's, how can I say? I think it's quite popular in the US, but I mean, it's a big thing in Northern Ireland too. There's a percentage there.
I see. All right then. I'm just also interested when it comes to the English in Northern Ireland. Do you have any distinct words or maybe expressions that you use that is just, among your people?
We like to chew our words and spit them out.
Okay.
I mean, well, it's not unique to Northern Ireland necessarily, but we love our R's. Like, I mean, some places in England, there's no specific English accent. There are many, and many Northern Irish ones, plenty. But we will say car, whereas in England, some people in England, many maybe, will say car.
Yeah, which, well, that's typically British, I would say. So car, which I also like pronouncing. But what about words?
Well, craic for one.
Okay, that's one.
When we meet each other, like if we're in work, walking past each other, we say, all right? Can you translate it?
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think the other person might reply?
I have no idea.
All right. He'll just repeat the exact same thing. So one is like a question, the other is a response or semi-question. And we might say, bout you can.
What's that?
It means how about you?
Oh, okay.
But we don't like to say too many words, too many syllables. So how about you? Take away the how, just put in bout and bout yeah.
So you shorten phrases.
Absolutely. We don't like to talk too much.
For convenience too.
Yeah.
All right. I have a couple more questions here.
Do you?
How true? Yeah, I have. Are you getting impatient now?
No.
I have a couple more. How true is it that
Only a couple.
Yeah.
I'm a frustrated.
You keep interrupting me. Okay, let me finish my question.
I like your time.
How true is it that if you're from Northern Ireland, you can have two passports? One is Irish, as in Ireland, and the other one is British.
That's 100% true.
It's true.
I can verify.
Do you have two passports?
Question over.
What?
It's absolutely true, and it's a great thing, I think. I like it, and I had two passports. Well, originally, as you know, like I'm calling myself British, and I am. So I had the British passport to think to do. Oh, my family has it, but I thought, why not have an Irish one? I mean, just to have another option. Some countries don't like, if you go to a certain country and you come to another country, maybe they don't like each other.
Right.
Something like so.
And then you can use your other passport.
Yeah. And also Irish tend not to get involved in too many fights. So it's great. It's better for me to have I love Ireland, to be honest.
That's a great advantage on your part.
At the moment, I only have Irish because I didn't want to spend the extra, £80 for a British one when I don't need it. But you can
always get one. Yeah?
You can have both at the same time, anytime you choose.
And I wonder, do you have any idea as to the coverage? Like how many countries can you go to with, visa free when it comes to an Irish passport as opposed to, I don't know, like.
I wouldn't like to say for sure. I know I've been to Australia And all I had to do was like register. I don't know if it was called a visa, but it was register online. It was very simple, no complications.
It doesn't sound like a visa, process to me.
Having an Irish passport, I can go to European Union after Brexit.
Oh, well. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And I mean, I can't remember the term offhand, but there is a common area you can go. If you're Irish, you can absolutely go into Britain, at least at the moment. I hope it stays that way.
Wow.
You can go in and out. I mean, they're neighbors, they're more or less friends, so
that's
you can
good.
go in and out, no problem there. Common travel area or something like that, they call it.
That you can go freely,
wigs.
yeah?
The big wigs can.
Big wigs?
Big wigs call
You mean
that.
wigs as in...
They have, some of them do have wigs.
Oh, okay. Literally.
Literally wigs.
All right. Can you share with us some of your unique traditions? What sets you apart from your...
So in this, I'm gonna tell you about the divided Northern Ireland a little bit again. So it is quite a divided area where there are people who we are pure Irish and others who we identify with UK and Britain and stuff. So, but they have like their own kind of holidays. There's St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Well, I've heard it somewhere.
I'm gonna do what teachers do, Ken. I'm gonna ask you to explain it to me.
Okay.
I want to elicit this information.
You have to give me
Tell me about St. Patrick's Day.
All I know is that Saint Patrick is a saint, a religious figure, obviously, but I don't know much about
him. Long time ago, like first century, I think.
What is he known for? I mean, for example, Saint, there are certain saints for every kind of like situation or what was that? The patron saint of animals? I just don't remember.
He was touted to have chased all the snakes out of Ireland.
Oh.
We do not have a snake. Not even like a grass snake that won't hurt you.
Really?
Not even a snake that would lick you.
Oh, that's good.
Nothing. I mean.
So are you saying that it was Saint Patrick who, banished all of them?
It's a kind of legend. I don't really believe it, but it's a nice story. He also explained God with a shamrock. You know the shamrock, right?
Yeah.
So this green leaf has typically 3 parts to it. And so he was like explaining God with that. He was kind of Christian missionary. That was him. But today he's celebrated as like a national symbol.
Oh.
St. Patrick's Day is like National Day.
It must be a very important day.
Man.
I mean,
I was in Dublin. St. Patrick's Day.
Are there any kind of celebrations associated to this, important day?
Oh yeah. I mean, this is what I'm in Dublin. I don't remember when it was, but oh man, the atmosphere. There's so much crack. So much crack. I mean, walking down the street in Dublin, everybody's wearing green, faces painted, green all over, and they're just talking to each other as if they're friends. Like strangers are like, I like your hat, some crack with you.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I mean, the atmosphere on St. Patrick's Day in Dublin, I've never felt it. It's amazing. It's fantastic. You can have crack with anybody.
I would love to go there someday and have fun.
Parades, like it was quite funny. The only time I've been, because it wasn't, I didn't often go to Dublin, but the one time I've been, it was so fantastic. But there were parades and there were some people, these very artistic people in one float.
Wow. In
the parade, they were just like quoting random words like cheese strings or let's talk about oxymorons. They were very artistic.
That's insane.
Quoting random words.
Okay, I know that it's St. Patrick's Day. It's supposedly, a religious celebration, but is there drinking or are there, kinds of alcohol that people drink on this day?
It's an Irish holiday.
Oh, okay.
Drinking is included in every holiday.
All right.
And even the days in between holidays.
Speaking of which, do you drink?
I'm not a big fan, Ken, to be honest. I don't like beer. Maybe a little touch of wine, but only very
just wine.
Rarely. Maybe a little cognac, but very rarely.
Okay. So
I'm not I try to avoid it.
We're very different in that sense because I love drinking.
The alcohol?
Of course. But I don't drink as much now, unlike before.
You drank this morning?
No, of course I didn't drink today.
Did you notice my mistake?
I didn't.
Grammar.
Oh,
Have you drunk? This is my mistake.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Good thing that you.
how many pints today?
No, I didn't drink anything at all. At least for today, but maybe at
Smell
the
your
weekend. No, it smells terrible. Anyway, let me move on. About interesting places. Are there, some tourist destinations that maybe foreigners can go to in Northern Ireland?
It's packed full of them, honestly. My fiance and I were there last summer, and we didn't get time to see everything, honestly. The one kind of disadvantage, although it can be an advantage depending how you look at it, is that they're spread out. Though Northern Ireland isn't a big place. Like 2 hours will cross east-west, north-south, but they are kind of spread out. So you need to take bus or train or drive in a car. Someone maybe drive you. But there are some really good ones. There's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Giant's Causeway it's called.
Okay.
Do you know it?
What is it like?
It is basalt columns. Basalt is a type of stone. It's actually similar in Russian.
Okay.
They're like 12, I think the highest are like 12 meters high, and they're hexagonal, as I remember correctly.
That sounds
You've got a few sides.
well.
And it's like, really, as to quote Ballymena guy, this is Northern Ireland, they're really Riley looking high. This is how they talk.
I could hardly understand that.
They're unusual. It's a really popular site, a little bit expensive, but worth seeing. It's unusual, especially if you love geology. But even if you like a bit of a myth, it's great because it's called Giant's Causeway after the giant Finn McCool who supposedly built it because he was rare for a fight.
All right.
He was.
That's kind of like a legend.
There's a little bit of a site in Scotland too, and there's the idea that there were two giants, one in Scotland, one in Northern Ireland, who were going to kind of fight each other. Finn McCool was less keen on it. He didn't really want to fight.
That sounds cool. There's a story behind this.
There's a whole myth. So you can learn like the geology side, scientific side, or you can learn the myth side, which is both. They're both interesting, I think.
Yeah, that sounds great. Now, I know this is a sensitive topic, and I don't want to ask you because you told me about this.
Side.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
So
Tell us more.
I'll tell you about the Marble Arch Caves.
What about it?
We have a cave system in Northern Ireland. Can't tell you how big it is. I was there when I was a schoolboy. Can you imagine little Sam?
Well,
he was a naughty little boy.
You must be a bit skinny that time.
I was always kind of chubby. I loved in primary school. I loved going for second desserts. Do you know custard, pink custard, and cornflake cake?
No.
You can Google that.
Okay.
And standing up.
I'll look it up.
It's fantastic. But I was a little bit chubby and a little bit naughty, but not too much in school, I think.
You think so?
But I was in Marble Arch Caves. I love bats, but I think the only bats are in the gift shop. But it's a really interesting cave system. You can walk around some of it and then go on a little boat trip inside the caves, and it's worth visiting.
Aren't you scared of bats though?
Why?
I mean, they look creepy, and I mean, for some people, they associate it with what, Dracula or all those stuff.
I gotta be honest, I don't believe in it.
Oh.
No, I mean, when I was 12ish, I saw bats outside my bedroom window in the summer, 11, 12 at night, and I was just amazed, like how quickly they move. They're forgive the pun.
Yeah.
Acrobatic. They're acrobatic. Right? But they are amazing. They can move. I mean, I don't know. It's just me, maybe. But the more I learn about them, the more I'm like, wow, they're strange and fantastic.
And
kind of mysterious like me,
Yeah, you are.
I'm not nocturnal like Lewis. That's the only thing. But their wing can is a hand with skin stretched over.
Yeah, I know.
And they have a thumb poking out, so they're always doing a thumbs up.
No, you're kidding.
They're always.
Now you're kidding.
Unless they're upside down, they're always doing a thumbs up. And I mean, they're so much more maneuverable than a bird.
Yeah.
Because of this, like their wings are hand.
I know because I'm a
you do
big
that?
fan of bats, and that's why I love Batman.
Yeah.
As a boy, he's like my childhood hero. Because, well,
You and me both.
you like Batman too.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm so happy.
I
Wow.
watched all the films though. Don't love the recent ones, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could find me in my house watching the 1989 Batman, 1992.
I've seen them.
They're I've watched them. I know the lines.
And including the new ones, with what's the name of the actor? Batman.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
No.
Who? So Christopher Nolan's films, yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I forgot. Oh my God, it's such a shame because Christian Bale. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's.
So the third side.
You are trying.
Two more.
You are trying to avoid the next question.
We have time. So there is also a museum to the Titanic.
Really?
Yeah, and Titanic was built in Belfast back in the glory days of shipbuilding in Belfast.
Mm-hmm.
And it was built there, and on the site where it was built, where it was ported, or whatever the proper verb for that is, it's there, the museum, and it's got a lot of technology, interactive, lots and lots of full of information.
And does it have the remnants of the ship itself?
I think it has some. I don't want to say for sure, but it does have. There's a little boat restored which tugged it in France, helped tug it.
Oh.
And it's there also harbored. Maybe harbored is the word, or moored instead of ported. Okay, but it's there anyway.
Yeah.
And it's on stilts or something. It's not in water, but it's very interesting to see that too. It's a history that you can go into it, walk around, but you can see lots of exhibitions, like exhibits. It's really good.
Yeah.
A little bit on the expensive side, but worth it for sure. Very worth it.
I would love to see that.
And I want to tell you about one more before. I know you're burning to
I really can't wait to ask the next question, but okay. Go ahead.
All-time favorite place in Northern Ireland.
What is
which
it?
you might not see as a tourist necessarily, is the Mourne Mountains. Mourne Mountains.
Mourne. Mourne. So
Mourne Mountains.
that must be a sad mountain.
They're always in mourning. They are beautiful, not too big. I think, am I right? 800 meters, maybe the highest. But they're beautiful, great to walk in. Look, you need a little bit of energy to do it, but they are fantastic. And I mean, my birthday 2-3 years ago, I went up in the mountains just on my own. It was springtime, and just
Were you crying
the
then?
atmosphere, amazing. I'm crying.
Because it's a Mourne mountain, so I was just assuming you were.
Beautiful. It will mourn you to leave them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I finished my.
Okay, finally. I know that you're trying to avoid this question, but you have no choice. You gotta answer this one.
I don't even know what you're gonna.
Well, okay, this is a bit controversial, but I'm sure everybody wants to know this one.
You're never a controversial guy.
Well, now I'm gonna be, because I'm gonna ask you this question. Let's talk about Brexit. What is it? Come on, Brexit, British exit. What is the stand of Northern Ireland when it comes to this?
Okay.
I mean, generally.
As I understand, looking at the figures, majority of people voted not to leave in Northern Ireland.
Okay.
But overall in the UK, by a small, I think it was 52% maybe or something, we all voted in the UK to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I voted to leave.
All right.
I personally, and some of my family voted to leave. Kind of maybe regretting that now. I don't know what's going to happen, but we never knew what was going to happen.
Well, you never know the consequences, but I think it's becoming more and more apparent now because of, I don't know, maybe it's just scaremongering for some people, but I'm sure you'll be good.
It's, I think generally people think we voted to leave to control our borders. Maybe that was the case for most people. For me, I thought, let's just be able to make our own rules.
Yeah.
And keep it simple. Maybe I made a mistake. I don't know. I mean, who knows? The problem was, I think, is no one could predict what would happen either way, and we still can't.
But the thing is, at least now you will have more sovereignty, or you don't have to depend on a union to come up with your rules. I mean, your own country, own rules. So,
well, who can say? Fingers crossed. It's gonna be a tricky one with Northern Ireland because we have that border.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be EU, UK now.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope everything goes well with that.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Well, you've answered that well.
It wasn't too bad.
It wasn't. Well, not too bad.
I still have a pass, don't I? I don't like questions.
No, you have to answer all the questions that I've prepared for you. Okay, let's talk about something interesting. How would you describe Northern Irish people? Your sense of humor, maybe, or the way you look at life in general.
Okay. So, as I said, I think the Irish people, Republic of Ireland, are a bit more laid back. So I'd say we're a bit more serious, but it's a rural place.
Mm-hmm.
Generally it's a countryside place, so we're not so strict really, but we do kind of take the rules seriously, like to be organized, like to be on time.
I like that.
But there are always exceptions. Danger of saying this is exactly the way people are.
Mm-hmm.
I myself don't think I'm a typical Northern Irish person.
So you break rules?
I don't love tea. UK people
okay.
love tea. I'm not a big fan of football. That's really, really popular in the UK and in Northern Ireland included.
I can imagine. And
generally, I think you'll find that they're quite friendly, fairly laid back, but still like to be organized and follow the rules generally.
I wish we were like that though, because it's totally different when it comes to. Okay, I just wanna insert. Something about our people, because we're a little more happy-go-lucky.
Our people you're talking?
People of the Philippines.
Uh-huh.
And from time to time, we like breaking rules for our own convenience.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, I'm probably a different
Are you a rule
kind of Filipino.
Are you
No, I am that type of person who really follows rules strictly as much as I can, of course.
See, my education was like following rules and equations,
Mm-hmm.
and when you follow the equation, you get an answer, and it's fantastic, and the feeling is great.
Yeah.
So I'm like, a rule, great. I'm gonna enjoy following that.
Well,
That's just me. Maybe it's just me, but I think a lot of Northern Ireland people are like, right, there's a rule, we better do that.
yeah.
Queuing. I didn't tell you about queuing.
What about it?
We are so serious. It's like a sport.
Mm-hmm.
Queuing. You have to do it. You cannot, in any circumstance. I know it's fairly serious in Russia, but it's so strict. You cannot even look like you're gonna go in front of someone.
Oh, okay.
It's very strict. You have to be. You have to think about it. Queuing. Okay. You have to look for a queue if there's not one.
Oh.
Create one.
It seems to be like, I don't know, like a mentality.
Yeah. Do you queue?
I do.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Not that much, but it's a way to organize
It's
things.
the order of it, the perfection in it.
Yeah. And I'm obsessed with it.
First, second, third. You can count them all. You can look to see.
I'm just wondering though, so how do you react if there's someone who cuts the line?
Oh, you glare at them.
Do you say something to that person?
Glare at them evilly. Looks can kill.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
The death look. Yeah.
They've broken every rule.
Oh my God. It's like a mortal sin.
Yeah.
It's like you're committing a very serious mortal sin.
The police won't come, but you've like broken everything.
Oh my God. So that's how serious people are when it comes to queuing.
It's quite serious.
But going back to my question, do you say something though? Do you say like, oh my God, what the heck?
I personally wouldn't like shout at them, comment, but I might say, hey, I'm first here, or something, or excuse me, maybe. I don't know. It depends on the situation. Like it depends on my mood, maybe too.
Yeah.
How much time I have, what I'm holding.
And speaking of which, when you said depending on your mood, so if you're not in the mood,
Depends. So my mood, as I'm drinking a little coffee,
yeah,
depends on coffee, I guess.
would you punch somebody who cuts the line?
Yeah, Haven't I already punched you today?
No. You wouldn't dare. You wouldn't dare.
Violence doesn't... In my book, violence doesn't really solve anything.
Oh, wow. You're such a good boy.
I wouldn't say that, but I don't tend to punch people, no. It's not, I don't think it's the Northern Irish way to punch people that just skip queues, but we really don't measure. We really, like in our heart and in our soul, they're blacklisted forever.
Oh, okay.
That is a person of evil.
I wish though we had that thing because I don't know. Sometimes I just really hate people who cut the line and they feel like they are entitled to do so just because they think they're, older than you or they're a person of authority.
Well, don't forget, like in our culture, everyone follows these rules. So, it's very unusual for someone to skip the line. And if they notice, like, oops, they will be like, oh, turn red, I'm offended. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, they'll be
that's
so
good.
apologetic if they try to skip the line. And it doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter, how high in standing they are in society. They'll be like, right, there's this rule, cues. I know it. It's my culture. I've grown up with it. They'll stick to it.
Wow. I like that. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I pause a second?
What?
Should we comment on these ginger biscuits we've been given?
Well,
Do you call them biscuits or do you call them cookies?
cookies.
What do I
It's so nice though. Today is
gingerbread. Do you know that? Do you call it gingerbread?
some Filipinos would call it like that, but cookies, yeah, that's
Cookie.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Baidu, for giving us this one.
You have a tank, 23rd of February. Yeah.
What's yours?
And I have
Oh.
a helicopter.
Yeah, mine's better.
You can think that.
That's a great symbol for. I mean, today is the National Defenders Day.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We are the defenders of the fatherland.
Wow.
The country's not got much hope, right?
It's interesting though.
We'll try our best. We will try, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And
Anything else you want to?
yeah, I still have one more here. What are you most proud of being Northern Irish?
We once beat England in a football match.
So
1-0.
that's the proudest thing.
Oh, that was a proud moment. I can tell you. England, they're often, if not always, in the World Cup and Euro, and it was fantastic.
That must have been a big accomplishment.
It was like I remember in my work at that time, we were celebrating so much. We're not Brazil. There was this slogan, this song, "We're not Brazil, we're Northern Ireland." Don't ask me why. I don't know why. But I answered the phone, and instead of saying the name of the company, I talked about we're not Brazil, we're Northern Ireland.
You were ecstatic.
We were ecstatic, and I don't even care much about football. But I guess we're proud of the green, beautiful place we live. Lots of nature, quite friendly, I think. Got lots of heritage, some problems, in the past, hopefully now quite peaceful, and we get on well with each other. But I think we're just generally proud of who we are, where we've come from. If you're Irish, proud of Ireland, I love it. And part of the UK and the heritage there too, for some people.
Wow. You sound patriotic.
I like my country, I like my region, I love those mountains, family and all, but I don't know if I would say I'm super patriotic.
With that said though, okay, I'm gonna touch on another sensitive topic. It just popped out of my mind.
Pop back in there.
I'm just wondering though, do you have any kind of criticisms maybe against, I don't know, any part of your culture, maybe with your tradition?
Okay.
Because to be honest with you, I can be
I'm just remembering now.
I can be a bit critical of my own country too, with our own traditions. Of course, I am proud to be Filipino, but I'm
just remembering. So I didn't tell you. I told you about St. Patrick's Day, but I didn't tell you about the other alternative, which is the kind of Protestant British tradition, which is to also have a parade on the 12th of July. And with a lot of historical stuff and bands and less, I don't know, it's not less funny, but still, it's a good day and enjoyable, interesting to watch. And the only kind of criticism I would have is that some people take that a little bit too serious.
What's so bad about it?
I mean, they tend to really dislike the other crowd.
Mm-hmm.
There's this kind of we are us, and you're them.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
I don't like that.
Well, yeah.
So I get that. That is, and I'm not unique. That there are people in Northern Ireland who are tired of that kind of attitude. But still, it's there, and some people feel that way. But I tend to respect everyone, try to respect everyone and their culture and their tradition.
Wow, you're such a good man.
I like to. I think it's right. I mean, if you expect them,
Well, it's the right thing. Yeah.
You should respect them. True.
Respect begets respect. Yeah.
I think so.
And I want to talk about food. What about food in Northern Ireland?
Oh, we don't have one.
Oh, come on with that size.
Potato. The potato. Observe the simple potato, Ken.
Yeah.
It is like my parents, people in Northern Ireland, they're just like, let's have potatoes every day. It's too much for me now. But my mom knows this, but potatoes are regular. Often.
So it's a staple food.
Absolutely. But, I mean, all their alternatives are available. Pasta, rice, everything is available. Lots of different restaurants from different cultures, different countries are available. But the traditional fast food, although we have McDonald's and all of that, is fish and chips.
Oh, okay. So it's still typically British.
Absolutely. Same, although there's a variant in the fry, the breakfast with an egg. Now, not everyday food, but there's a variant of that which includes something called potato bread.
Oh, wow. That sounds interesting.
Google it later. It's better to taste it. And a soda farro, which is another type of bread.
All right.
Yeah. And so it's a bit different from the English breakfast, but same in principle and fantastic. Very filling. I recommend it for breakfast and lunch together.
What about you though? Do you have some potatoes for each meal of the day?
No.
You're on a diet.
I'm not such a fan of potatoes. I like them, I enjoy them, but not every day.
Okay.
I like a variety.
So you're not stereotypically British?
Yeah.
Or Northern Irish?
Football, no potatoes every day.
That makes you different.
I'm different.
Yeah.
We're all unique. Even you.
In our own way. Yeah. Me too. I mean, that's the one thing that I really don't like, much about, because, for example,
About yourself?
No, I love myself, of course. But the thing is, when I was in Kazakhstan and even here in Russia, I really don't like anything to do with potatoes because, well, I'm from East Asia and normally we have rice as our staple food.
I didn't want to say, I thought it would be stereotypical.
No,
Right?
but it's true. Every time I go to a cafe, I always look for rice. But, sometimes they would offer me, if not potatoes, sometimes bread. And, to my mind, bread? Oh, come on. Don't you have rice? I need rice. I am, I don't know, stereotypically East Asian.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should talk about your country.
Well, we're going to talk about that in the next episode.
Okay.
Not in this episode yet.
Let's do that. So should we end it? Ken, what do you think?
Oh,
You
yeah.
vote, yeah.
Yes, I guess that's about it for our first episode.
What's the crack?
What's a crack?
What was the crack?
The crack is all about your country, Northern Ireland.
What's the crack?
All right. See you next time.
See you, Ken. I'll see you around.
You too.